Howdy, y'all. Welcome to episode 63 of Unfinished Business. We got a lot to get into this week, some changes in the disc golf world, some questions about disc golf. But before we get into that, we like to start with what we have going on in disc golf. I played today for the first time in like a week, and it was terrible. So I don't know what you've heard about Unfinished Business, but this is a hard-hitting journalistic program. And instead of talking about me and disc golf, I am going to tell you about a major conspiracy theory that it is impacting the Pro Tour right now. And I'm going to get to the bottom of it. It was funny last year when we had Evelina and Isaac. They win Worlds. They're in Lynchburg. There's nothing there. They go to Texas Roadhouse. Haha, put a video up. You're telling me Nicholas Antala wins in Austin, Texas? Where's this guy go to eat, to celebrate? Texas Roadhouse? Austin, Texas? There's something there. I don't know what they're funding for the Pro Tour, but they're doing something nefarious. I will be there doing investigative journalism tomorrow. Don't ask me how many rolls I ate. Somebody else go.
I didn't know about this conspiracy theory, but
I didn't know either.
It could make sense.
There's something going on.
There's certainly something.
Money under the table.
Maybe. Who knows? Money under that hat, maybe. Texas gift card. Texas Roadhouse gift card is actually taped under the hat that Nick lost won.
Insider trading.
Good.
Insider trading there. I played my first round at my course, which was cool. I have all the baskets in, and I'm working on cleanup now. So that was my weekend. It took like 4 hours because there's a ton of stuff that's uncut, but we just burned a bunch of trees we cut down, and I'm gonna cut 20 more trees in the next week. So pretty exciting, but that's taking up a bunch of my time.
Do you need a permit to do any of that stuff or no?
Buddy, it's Garrett County.
Even if it wasn't, isn't it just
it's Maryland.
Isn't it just cutting down trees?
It's just cutting down trees on their own property. The only thing it would be geeked about is like if I put a T-pad under the power line. That would be so like the T-pads I have set up are going to get moved back
under
and left.
The power line isn't allowed.
You're not allowed to make any permanent structure under a power line.
How big are these trees that you're taking down?
It's like
60 feet.
Not that much.
Yeah, but
it's like
120.
Like 10,
is
15
a T-pad considered a permanent structure?
A tree is considered a permanent structure, which is dumb. I know. If there's a tree already there when they put the power lines in, it's fine. If you plant your own tree in place of the power lines, they go, hey, you got to cut that down. Or move
Could this be related to Texas Roadhouse?
I feel like that has to do with height. Like a tree grows up. A T-pad.
You're not. The idea is they want to be able to drive the whole length of the power line to get to things, and so you can't build a house under a power line. You can't like anything mildly like. So if I laid cement, it would qualify as permanent enough.
Really, what's the difference in a concrete T-pad and a concrete foundation for a home?
Well, honestly,
I'm currently using a concrete foundation for a home as a T-pad.
Yeah, but a concrete T-pad and a road is the same thing.
But you're not going to build a house on the road. You could build a house on the T-pad.
That's
no,
true.
What I'm saying is like if they need to
if you do it right, you could build a home.
No, if they need to drive across like down the path of the
buddy, you got to argue with state of Maryland.
Well, I'm saying all you did was build a 1 or a .0000001% of a road.
Corey, you would love talking to your senator, I think, maybe. I'll send you some contact info. I'm telling you that this is how it is in this area, and I've known about it for years and years, and there's been like 8 things people have tried to build, and they'll be like, nope, you can't do it. Sorry, buddy.
What do you do with these trees when you chop them down?
I'm using there's a spring that runs through the middle of this course that like makes it super green and like super luscious, but it's really wet there. So I'm going to take these, chop them into 4-piece sections, and then use them to kind of dam up a small section and then build. One hole is going to have a retaining wall so that you can throw spike hyzers into the basket and won't skip past. So 2 things at once.
What are those 8 other things that were tried being built?
What?
You said there's been like 8 other things that have been...
Oh, not specifically on this property, but like
I know, but what are they?
Property. A gazebo made of wood.
Okay, so once again, height.
Zebo?
Tree.
Height.
Like I said. we tried to build a more permanent. Oh, a Gaga ball pit.
Ooh,
love that.
Gaga.
We had to move that over. Because
Corey, what you know about Gaga?
Right?
What you know about Gaga?
Yeah,
My buddy
tell me
broke
about
his
that.
knee in the Gaga ball pit. Has permanent knee damage from that thing.
When keeping it real goes wrong.
Nothing.
Oh, buddy,
I've seen kids play it.
Gaga is the most church game I've ever seen in my entire life.
It is violent, bro.
Yeah, I didn't.
I
go
got
to
tackled in
that
a Gaga
church.
ball pit once.
You put some homeschoolers in a Gaga pit, they will go
Holy-
mad crazy.
They will go mad crazy.
There's
There is a Gaga ball pit where
beside
you're
a
staying,
T-pad
Corey.
at the church course that I
There
played.
you
in.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a permanent Gaga ball pit. For reference, we
Why
have
is it a
three-
church thing? I have no idea, but it is.
Yeah, I don't know either. It's the same as disc golf. There's only 2 people who play disc golf: youth pastors and guys smoking weed. And
I just happen to
small
be
variation
both.
of the- And Taylor just happens to be both. But no, that was me. I've just been spending time building that and weed whacking and dragging stuff out. So I got to build a bridge next week and cut down some more trees. But there should be a video coming out at some point of all 18 holes, so some people can look.
And Matt, 31 more days.
Is it
Who's
31?
counting?
I'm counting.
Tyler's counting. Tyler's counting.
I got my countdown calendar.
For
That's
what?
correct.
You're not going.
Do you want to make it public knowledge, Matthew, or are we just going to save the days and let people guess in the chat what I'm referencing?
Oh, they can guess in the chat, but I think most people should know.
Okay.
We'll let them guess in the chat though.
Mass
All right, that's me.
puberty day.
Continue. Who's next?
I'll go. I got some new plastic last week. I went to my local place and looked through some stuff. Got some goodies for everybody. Got Matthew a Thunderbird and a Wraith, and I sent Corey a fun disc in the mail too.
Tyler's
That's lightweight.
underselling this. Join our Discord. Friday with Tyler live is the best part of this podcast. It's the best
Yeah, it
thing that's
might be.
ever come out of this podcast.
Tyler's in his disc golf store. He's just harassing employees.
The
and
funniest-
customers and
The funniest part is that a bunch of college kids just work at the store because it's like a ski place, but it's also like now it's like it's a disc golf place in the summertime. So
Yeah.
like everyone's just like I got 6 people like just shouting and I'm on my phone and everyone's like, geez Louise, like what's going on? But
you know,
And
I
it-
went to that shop, right, Tyler?
yeah, I know you've been
I
there.
dug to that used bin.
Yeah. So they do a buy 2 get 1 free, and so people have just been chopping through that used section lately. So, anyways, I got a titanium Venom in like the newer titanium plastic that got fixed. It's very good. That Venom is stable, so it's really nice. I can just rip it as hard as I want, and it will always come back, which is really nice. I just feel like I was missing a nice plastic disc. Sorry, that was dumb. That was so dumb.
Yeah.
Hey, they've got rubber, there's
was
different
supposed to be-
materials.
It was like a comma, like a nice plastic / like disc that
Wait, is it a slash or a comma?
comma. Sorry,
Semicolon.
semicolon. But it's like I didn't have like a nice grippy but durable plastic because the Conqueror actually that I've thrown for a whole year is like beat in to the point where it'll not turn or drift, but it'll want to stay like straight. And if I throw it on Anheuser, it'll swoop a little bit too much. So I was like, I need something a little bit. Anyways, I got the last year tour series of the Raptor and the Thrasher. It's freaking so good. I mean, it's going to be like one of my favorite Raptors I've ever thrown. I got a Thrasher that's still uncontrollable, but you need to have one of those in your bag pretty much. The big news, though, for me is I have finally narrowed down my hey, I need max distance possible, and I've got no OBs on both sides, so I can just rip it as hard as I want. Anyone want to guess what I've got in the bag for that slot now? Because I'm throwing Forces, which are very consistent. I want to throw more consistent plastics, so stuff that's slightly more stable. So Forces are still like my guys that I'm throwing, but if I have like no OB, I'm reaching for this. Anyone take a guess what it is?
Is it? Hold on, I gotta find the disc that I'm thinking of. Is it the Castoplast Rask?
Ooh, so close, but no.
Dang.
So close. Is it like the Rive?
I still want to throw one of those. The Rive, no, because that's pretty stable.
Is it a Cloudbreaker?
No, because that's stable.
Is it the Enigma?
No.
Is it the
is-
Shrike?
Crank.
You're getting warmer. You're getting warmer. It is actually not the 170 not the 170 because I was burning that over, but the max weight 175 DGA Typhoon prototype. So it is really nice to where it will definitely S-turn and it will definitely finish at that weight. The 170 one I have, I think, is a little flatter, and that just wants to just burn. So that could maybe be a good, like, maybe, understable guy that I could use. But anyways, yeah, that's what I got. That's what I'm throwing. New plastic, fun stuff. And I'm selling all my DGA, by the way, on that stock.
Except
that
for
I
the
have.
Typhoon.
That's honestly why I didn't think that you were talking about the Typhoon, is because you said I'm
Kinda-
selling all
kinda-
of it.
Threw us off the
kinda-
trail.
Yeah, I
Are
did.
Aren't
throw
you-
it off
are
the
you
trail.
throwing pipelines still?
Oh, yeah. So all
Okay.
the stuff that I am bagging is not going anywhere, and I'm also hanging on to the Ice Flex pipeline as well.
Okay.
So yeah, T-Bird 3 is starting to get more of those in the bag. I just put a Halo one in the bag to go along with my AB Color Glow T-Bird 3.
And what does the 3 do? It makes it more stable.
A little bit. It's like a pro version.
Flatter, faster, stable.
So what it is it's one more speed and one less glide. So a T-Bird is 7502. The T-Bird 3 is 8402.
Okay.
So
and pretty much every 3 is just nicer for forehand because it's a little flatter
Yeah.
and a little less domey.
yeah.
That's the
So
real hack.
yeah. So I got a Midnight pipeline in the bag as like my guy that I can kind of hyzer flip now, or if I throw it straight, it'll kind of pan to the right. That's just what the pipeline's doing for me these days. But I might put in Ice Flex. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, go ahead, Corey.
Hi.
Without further ado,
I played disc golf on Sunday with Mac. It was fun.
Who's that?
I lost the chicane. There's only one hole with
Frick.
water, and the water shouldn't be in play if you're like any good at all. So
what happened was
there's a line of trees directly
Mac
center.
made you do it.
No, he didn't make me do it. We were just throwing multiple shots. So there's a tree line center, and then there's the walking path on the right, and they basically want you to throw either a forehand or a turnover shot over this little like swampy area. The water's probably only shin deep, but I wasn't going in this water. I threw Premium Marvel backhand turnover, lands pretty close to the basket. I go to do an Annie forehand through the walking path. So it's like trees, maybe a 10-foot gap and trees. And it clips one of the trees and just goes 90 degrees into this pond. So
I knew that.
tried to find it, couldn't find it, wasn't taking my shoes off to get through
But
there.
how long did you look for it?
5 minutes.
Okay.
We knew where it was. It wasn't really 5 minutes of me looking for it. It was 5 minutes of me trying to figure out if I can like step on logs far enough to get there. Couldn't. So that chicane's gone.
Bye-bye. Gone forever.
Went in my collection, found the literal exact same chicane. So it's pink with blue. So my bag hasn't changed. Haven't done the weekly challenge yet, so good thing we're doing it for 2 weeks. And then also, I got a package, and it's a package from Will Shoestrick.
Bro,
Let's
that
go.
PA3 colors. Show me that first one. That's all I need.
So he gave me a
Oh,
set of
are they premium?
no, they're 300
Oh boy.
putter plastic teal with like an orangey
What the
stamp
heck?
for both of them.
Dolphins game.
Yeah, they're really nice.
Dude, that's sick.
What is this? A 400 A2. I
That's a good
basically, so what I reached out to him And Mac also reached out to him and said, "Hey, my buddy,
I planted a bomb.
my buddy wants to do a video series. He's going to reach out to you." So I reached out to him, and
Mac,
I
give me some of
basically
that.
gave him like 10
Emote
discs.
for the Discord incoming so fast you don't even know, man.
I'm on Hooves tonight. I went like this. Matt took a drink and I said, Matt, give me some. And I went,
Oh god.
Let's go in the Discord.
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Screenshot.
No,
clear the
it's
background.
okay. I just know that now you have two like different screenshots that people are going to.
You got options now.
Yeah. So basically I reached out and I said, "Hey, these are 10 slots that I have in my bag." And then he filled those slots with what he thought I needed. So A2, PA5,
Fun.
M4, MX1, which
That's
feels really
fun.
good.
Dude, that's a really good forehand thrower.
This is
That makes one. Oh, yeah.
5204. Yeah.
Very good forehand thrower.
F3
Fun.
in gold with purple. That's cool.
By the way, my F3 that you guys all know, it's too flippy now. Just burns right into the ground.
You're such a
I
just
got-
throw
I
it
got
better.
some spare ones.
I mean, I could throw it on more hyzer. Sure, that's fine.
Yeah, just throw it better.
Okay. well,
FX3
that's
fe-
I want to
feedback. What
Feedback's
FX3?
fun.
feedback.
Yeah, I
is
want to
nice.
see you throw that and what happens.
FX3 is basically an era. So I think
We'll see.
yeah, I don't know what any of these do. That's the kind of cool thing. So feedback,
F-
D1 and D3.
FX series are weird, but yeah.
So,
Ooh. So I did pick up that beat up D1 from Ski Bum, and
Let's
that's pretty
go.
sick. It's pretty sick, Taylor. And there's
They're
another
so
one
place
there.
is
Yeah.
called Ski Bum.
Yeah. And Taylor, there's another one there that's blue. I might go
Those
get
things
it.
are so
And I
good,
might
man.
just send them to you because I want to see you throw them. I'm not kidding. I think I'm going back Friday.
Let's go.
Because
This is a big
I sent
deal.
everyone else goodies, but not Taylor. So I'm sorry.
I got so many discs, man. I gotta sell some.
Wait, did you
Just
ship
in
those to
the
me already,
minimalistic
Tyler?
What
or
if,
no?
what if you came home, Taylor, and you just found like 200 of my disc in a box right on your front door and be like,
I'm gonna have a panic attack instantly. Just like, oh god, bro.
And
Dude,
what you don't know,
that's
Taylor,
at least
is 50
$30.
of those. Yeah,
I need,
and what you don't
I
know
would
is
need a, I would need a time lapse of you throwing just all of them
All of them
in,
in a row,
in a field and then just leave them.
yeah.
Yeah, but that's at least like $30 of store credit at Play It Again. So you could totally
yeah,
you
it's
know.
$30 store credit. Also, 50 of the
$30
discs are
closer to a
mine,
squatch
but-
bag, man. Well, there's what's happening in our world of disc golf. Disc golf itself, Pro Tour has had a pretty busy week this week in news. Not an April Fool's joke came out on April Fool's Day. Betting is here for the Disc Golf Pro Tour. It's been a thing in Europe for a while. We have it now in the States. I just want to get everybody's initial reaction to this. Do you think this is a big deal? Do you think nobody's going to care? What's everybody feeling about betting on, what is it? I think nxtbets.com is the platform that we're using here for like daily sports fantasy gambling, that sort of thing on disc golf. What's everybody thinking?
All I'm going to say is if people were going nuts over the Brixton cards and spending their life fortunes on those, I can only imagine how much money they're
Yeah,
going to be
this is gonna
spending
get
on
bad.
betting.
Bro,
Betting on sports is very addicting and very stressful. So I'd love to just throw some money at one of the things, but I'm just going to hands off for a little while.
I know people that bet on dog racing just because they love betting, and they can just transition right to disc golf. You know,
It's that dopamine, man.
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, you can go back and forth about sports betting and whatever the case may be. Listen, it's going to make people more in tune to watch the sport. So I'll look at it from that stance. So that's the positive.
Yeah, that was going to be, that's my biggest takeaway, however you feel about sports betting. I mean, it has absolutely like consumed the sports world at this point. Like there's not a sport that you can't bet on. Matt's saying you can bet on dog races. My biggest thing is that if I assume everybody has someone like this in their life, more of like a degenerate bettor. But these guys that love sports betting, man, will like, they'll come to your house and like, yo, put on this like Miami of Ohio, Western Kentucky University basketball game, bro. I gotta watch this. Like, they're so invested, which is only good for the Pro Tour. Like, I think it's so smart that they're also bundling this. I think it's like if you sign up, you get like a month of DGN for free. That is so smart because you like, Jomez is not gonna cut it if you're a sports bettor. Like, you're not trying to wait till the next day to figure out if you're bet hit. Like, you want to know right now. So I think that is, I think the biggest upside for the sport and like the Pro Tour wise is like, it is going to create some, I mean, hopefully much more avid fans that are like tuning in. My main thing that I hope we do not get into is like, we're not a huge sport. Like, our pros are very accessible. And like, you see nothing but these like wild comments. People are like sending pros on like, bro, if you don't hit the over for me tonight, I'm gonna kill you. Like, this is, that can get kind of wild for the poor sweet disc golfers of the world. Like, I don't think that's gonna go over very well.
If you thought Goose was gonna be shaking over just a putt that didn't mean anything, wait till sports betting and someone's shouting, like,
Brandon,
dude, we need this. We need this.
Brandon's got his mortgage on this putt, man.
Yeah, bro. Aaron's got freaking 7 death threats over this 112 footer, and he's missing it, by the way.
How are they going to police that with players too? The players could be. I mean, are they not allowed to bet?
Yeah. So this is interesting too. I think that another piece is like the competitive integrity part, right? Which I think it was last year at some point, disc golf, the DGPT has already partnered with like a competitive integrity. Like, that's their thing. Like, that's what they do. They also have a pretty well outlined like betting and gaming policy that I was looking at earlier, like linked in the attached article. But you like, if you are a volunteer, if you're a spotter, if you're part of the broadcast, if you're a player, like, there's this whole list of things that like you are prohibited to essentially bet or like use any of that. I think the other side, like, you may worry at some point, like, I don't think it would happen right now because prize pools like aren't crazy in disc golf, but you worry about the situation in the future, right? Of like, you know, round 3 of a tournament, somebody's DMing Gann like, bro, I'll give you 40 grand, just don't win tomorrow. I got like so much money on you to lose. Like,
dude. Yeah, I don't know. I think so. Hold on, one more question. They're gonna have to do like a full like DGN login, sign in, all that kind of stuff, but they get a free trial for a month.
I think that's what I saw, that you get a free month.
That
of
would
DGN
be smart, because if you forget to unsubscribe, then you just get charged again, and that would be the way to do it, marketing wise, or whatever the case would be. But yeah, get more eyeballs on the sport. Or not more eyeballs, but you're more investment in the live, right. I guess, is what I would say. Dude, if there was
curious how there was like truly new bets, people we get
prop bets, I would go crazy for.
Yeah, it seemed pretty bare bones right now, right? Of just kind of like betting on who's going to win, essentially, is the bets. I didn't even take too much of a look. It's illegal for me, so I can't, in the great state of Alabama, bet on sports, unfortunately.
Ooh, no,
maybe really, fortunately, bro. You never know.
You would be such a millionaire now if you could just sports bet a little bit.
Listen, I'm going to say this about sports betting. I took last year and did some sports betting. I literally, after the entire year of going up and down, like down $5. So like
net even, yeah.
You know, I don't know. Is it worth it? Not worth it. If it's your squeeze, it's your squeeze. I don't know.
We got Scott Cash in the chat. As always, we love Scott with some information. Capped at $100 bets right now, which kind of eases, you know, any much concern. And then very limited on what you can bet, only winners, like I said. And then DGPT controls what can be bet on. So it sounds like they're trying to maintain a good amount of control there. But no, I think it's cool. I think it will. I'm curious to see again, like if it brings in any like net new people, or just, you know, as we've said, maybe just gets people a little bit more engaged.
Yeah,
100%.
We'll see.
Awesome. Another piece of disc golf news I wanted to get into, which is less maybe national news, but this came up in our Discord. Mac linked a video from, I believe, is it Tyler Teedy? Is that how you pronounce his name?
Yeah, I believe so.
Tyler Teedy put out a video kind of coming against, I think there's been a lot of narrative, at least in the past year or so, of people, being pretty critical of disc golf, pretty critical of the Pro Tour, and like wanting pretty significant change in disc golf to try to help it grow more at the end of the day. And he kind of put out this video against that stance, and we started a discussion in the Discord, and I wanted to get everyone's thoughts live. I think just with the blanket question of, if you, in all your power, for whatever reason, could go back either to the beginning, or we'll say even like start of COVID, when we had a huge influx into disc golf, and fundamentally change disc golf, whether that be the game, the rules, Pro Tour, anything, would you do so, and what would you do, and also why?
So is this from the beginning or just now?
I would say either. We'll say, I want to say at the start of COVID. So like, you have the knowledge that the COVID boom is going to occur, and you have the chance to alter disc golf in any way you wish.
Okay, so honestly, regardless of that, I have two things that I think that I would change. I'd have to see it pan out for real to like know if this is a good idea or not. But the first would be, I do think that the circle is too small for where you're able to step putt. So I wouldn't remove step putt, but I would do maybe 45 feet or like somewhere around. Basically, you kind of have to, no matter what, you have to make it the equivalent of the metric system so that it's just easier, and it's not like 12.269 meters.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you would do 15 meters, which I believe is like 45 or 48 feet, something like that. Me and Mac walked that out. It's not too far for you to have to stand at like 40 feet. But also, if you're step putting or jump putting from 45 feet, it's a complete different story than 33 like it is right now.
Right.
It's about 4 paces of a difference.
Yeah. So if someone's jumping or step putting, people aren't going to be like, oh, well, that makes it too easy, because it is a pretty far distance. The other thing that I've always thought of, and this is kind of going back from like a golf origin, is I think it would be kind of interesting to have anything off of the tee pad stand still. So you can't run up after your first shot. And then that would make the tee pad kind of, the tee pad is the regulatory like item that says, okay, you can run up as hard as you want to get this as far as you can. But once you're in the fairway, you have to throw a standstill. Then we don't have to keep pushing these courses back and back and back for the pros, because they're not going to be throwing 500-600 feet on a standstill unless it's freaking Blitz DG, because he's just
he's
a
instantly
monster.
the best player in the world now. He just like
maybe, but also is his accuracy there? So like I don't know.
Standstill power shots are so hard.
But how do you feel about that? Like if the tee pad was the only place you could run up. Oh, also it would remove all foot faults unless you're like purposely standing on your disc.
Yeah.
Right.
But there's no way of changing that.
I legit thought when I got into disc golf that if you were not in the fairway, you had to throw a standstill.
Okay.
So I had people ask me after like a month, like, hey, how come when you're over there, sometimes you don't do a run up? And I'm like, because I'm not in the fairway. And they're like, that's not a rule. I don't know where I heard that from. I don't know where I heard that from. I don't know if I made it up or if somebody was messing with me, but I swore if you're not on the fairway. But no one ever like I don't know. I never questioned it. It was like, oh yeah, I'm in the woods, or in this tall grass, I can't do a run up or whatever the case would be. But I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I don't know. I'd like to do a trial run of it myself to see what it feels like. I mean, I'm sure it's going to sting, but what?
Have you ever seen?
I like how Corey. I love how I start talking and Corey just starts laughing.
Just instantly.
The thing is,
instant insecurity you get from that, and Corey's like, I'm thinking about something really stupid from some TV show. Actually,
you didn't. You said the minute you start talking, you didn't talk. You said, I don't know. and then just sat there.
I don't
And the-
know.
Have you ever seen that video? It's like a kid and he's like, and he's
Yeah.
doing that, and then
Yeah.
his brother comes in and goes, "Mom made pancakes." Dude,
Yeah.
that's exactly what I was thinking.
Can I
of,
tell you
so-
why I'm doing this? Is because my calluses from lifting weights are so like bold today that they're just bothering me.
Oh my
That's
god,
what-
Hunk, you're so swole.
This guy
I know.
lives.
This guy lifts
Hey,
weight.
Listen, I'm just that.
Why don't you take that hoodie off, big boy?
I will take it off if Matt will take it off.
Matt
That's all
is
I'm
going to
say.
be shirtless at the end of this episode. We do have
Yep.
confirmation.
He needs to
Apparently
see
so.
his form.
So I treated this question differently than Corey did. I treated it as kind of like the business decisions that you should make at the beginning of COVID to promote the sport.
10
through
toes
the-
in, and I'm standing on business. I'm like,
Okay. To promote the sport in a meaningful like way. And so there's like some, I don't know if you knew well, right? There's some obvious Pro Tour overextension that failed them. That resulted in firing 1 billion employees.
speak to that.
What do you mean by that? What more do you want out of that, Tyler?
So what? So say that again. I missed that. Then
I said there's some Pro Tour overextension where they believed that numbers would stay consistent or continue to grow in the same way that they did during and after COVID.
right, and I'm saying, what would you do differently? That's why I'm saying, speak to that.
Well, okay, that's what I'm saying. I don't. Would I know when the end of that overextension is, or not? Who knows? I would probably be a little bit. The Pro Tour could have set themselves up really well if they had made small changes, enjoyed getting more money out of this thing, and then just had the money in reserve instead of like, oh crap, we're firing a bunch of people, we're doing this, we're doing that, and use that in a really meaningful way. I personally don't necessarily think like, I don't think things like putting the Pro Tour on ESPN is going to be doing much. Personally, some people are going to watch, sure, but you could take the same amount of money and go into a high school setting and probably get a better return for that, right? You could give if you asked manufacturers to donate us discs, you could give every high schooler disc, and even if 1% of that high school picks it up, there's a decent amount of players right there. So there's
You know
things
what
like
I've
that
always-
that I don't.
Oh,
Go
sorry.
ahead. Speak.
I was just saying, like, I've always thought like they made the switch of they used to have the final round on YouTube, and then they switched. The first round was on YouTube, and then you have to pay for live for. I wonder how much of a price or how much of a revenue difference that really made. If it wasn't that much, but yet we want to. I guess the goal was, hey, COVID and everything, the sport's growing, so we might as well take advantage of the money. But like, I wish they still had the last round on YouTube for free, so everyone could be excited and tune into that. But
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me ask a more general question. You guys think the Pro Tour's making money right now?
I have no idea.
I think so.
The Pro Tour, yeah.
Yeah. Do you think it's a significant amount, or do you think it's like a?
I
mean,
think they're expanding, yeah.
yeah,
think
but
it's
then they.
I think it's an interesting concept because Ring has like said essentially they don't want the Pro Tour to make a profit. Like they want to be a mechanism for the players to have a place to like make a living, essentially. So I think it's an interesting
We vote
concept
him
too.
as the PDGA president.
Hey,
But that's kind of like my question here is
PGA
like,
is a not-for-profit business, by the way.
Okay.
Not for profit.
my question is like, the Pro Tour. It sounds like they overextended, right? They just recently fired a bunch of people. Well, last fall, whatever.
Yeah.
Fired a chunk of people, which would say we would assume they're not getting value from those people or something. And if they were never getting value from those people, then they paid those people for like 2.5 years for no good reason, So I don't know. You know what I feel like? I feel like there are not regular business practices that other businesses do to deem what is helping versus not helping. I don't know how much of that goes on in disc golf. So if I got it, right in COVID, I would be implementing a little bit more of those. That is an opportune time to not be the friends and family business. And if they did the friends and family business, which sounds like they did, I think they lost out on a lot of potential there. So I think I would be try to be a little more strategic in my head.
So you wouldn't change anything fundamental
to the game? I don't. Yeah. I treat it as like a question, as like from a business standpoint. That was kind of what I was thinking about it as. Because I mean,
so did you read the question from Taylor and not watch Tyler's video?
I watched part of it, but I was taking Taylor's as.
Oh, okay.
I was taking Taylor's.
I thought we were going directly off.
There's
no rules
here.
to this podcast.
Okay.
Tyler,
the only rule is Matt has to take his shirt off.
Tyler Tulowitzki. Yeah. Answer the question. What do you think about this?
Well, I've always said this from day one. I want some more stroking distance on the course to penalize people. That way it makes them pay for, making a certain type of decision. I don't think the OB rules right now are how I would like them. I want the rules to be similar to golf, in my opinion. And I want there to be a limit of how many discs pros can bag in their bag. That's like just 2 right off the bat that I've always wanted, and that I would like changed at this very moment. How much is that really going to change the game? I don't know.
Would the discs in the pros bag be a different rule than like amateur?
No.
So it's no matter what.
Same across the board.
Okay.
Yep.
What would that number be?
I think 20 is a very solid number. I think 7. I think 20. I think 20 is a very solid number. I mean, I feel like I'm getting rid of more and more disc out of my bag, but I think 20 is going to cover it all. So that would be the number I'm thinking about. I wish I had a better example and really thought out answer of like, okay, here's a disc golf course that has this type of hazard right now, or OB, and here's how I would change the different penalty strokes to maybe have people throw or think about making a certain throw before they do it. So I got to think about that. I wasn't fully prepared for this question, with that answer for this question, to kind of bring it to life of like, here's the example I would do to change this hole that people know to make it more difficult. So
here, if we want to get a answer for like Corey style thing, I would make every course put in really short tees for kids and low level players.
Well, I would be good with what I said.
50 feet.
I would be good with what I said earlier. Like if you're in the rough, the thing is you have to define like what is rough. Then that's the only thing that would make it really difficult. But if you're in the rough, stand still. If you're in the fairway, you can do a run up. I think that is a good middle ground. That if I could do anything I want, that would be one I would do. So Scott says, what about the new triple Mando hole in 18 at Sprinkle? I don't know.
Hey, Scott has a question.
Stop.
Guys, Scott had a question.
I would make that
dead now.
I would make that a lateral hazard, which is the same as the current OB rules. So,
bro, sidetrack. How soft and salty is it that you can't even? They took the basket out. Like you can't even go.
I was about to say that
hole.
You can't.
So criminal.
You want to know why? You want to know why? Because every YouTuber within an hour and a half was driving and popping out a video saying, I played hole 18. I saw like 10 of them.
Is that not just good advertisement for your course, though? I mean, are you going to be mad that everybody's going to want to go play your course with a pro shop and a brewery on it? Like, just stand on business.
You popped out the
and I'm standing on business.
Popped out the basket. You must be mad about it. But yeah, that actually is hilarious and
ridiculous.
A little salty.
Short and sweet to the point. You guys want my opinion?
Yes.
Yeah.
I ain't changing skit, bro. I'm not changing anything. I hate anybody trying to change the rules. I hate it. Stupid. I'll tell you why.
So
I'll expand on
us?
that. I'll speak on that. Yeah, you guys are stupid. I'm just kidding. I love you guys. No, in my mind, disc golf, in its relationship to golf, have that in your mind. Tennis's relationship to pickleball. What is that?
Miniature version with different rules.
Pickleball is an incredibly more accessible version of tennis. You can play pickleball if you're 90 and don't have a hip. I want disc golf to be that for golf, which I think it currently is in its best form. I think if you're trying to make putting harder, if you're trying to make the game harder, if you're trying to make everything OB, the heart of disc golf is that Joe can go to the gas station, buy a frisbee, and go play. I think that's the most beautiful thing in the world. Changes at the pro game, like, I think have such a small impact. Like, what percentage of people find disc golf through the pro game versus just drive by a course? Mr. Cornbob.
Going off of my 2 changes, would that actually affect the ease and accessibility of disc golf?
Yes.
So
The standstills definitely would.
Why?
Because
if it was a rule, wouldn't everyone learn how to do it?
Statistically, the FPO and female division have a much harder time putting from the current circle 2 than the MPO division. That would just be much more exacerbated if we move the circle out farther. Yes or no?
Yes, but we're not talking about the pros right now. We're talking about the accessibility of Joe Schmo at the gas station.
Is the accessibility of Joe and his wife Carol also affected in the same way that the pro game would be if you move the
Does
circle?
Joe
out?
and Carol care enough about the rules to actually play them correctly?
Great
Because
question.
I have friends
Probably
that
not.
will walk in a step putt from 10 feet. Do I call
God's
them on it?
country.
No, because we're just having fun on a Sunday. So what I'm saying is the
never a
accessibility, I don't play on
These guys
Saturdays.
don't go to church, man.
I didn't say, whoa.
Heathens.
I have other things to do
Oh.
on Saturdays.
Heathens.
No, I think standstills and making the circle a different size is not going to affect the normal person. Because even if they run up and throw from the middle of the fairway, unless one of their friends is actually going to call them, be like, that's against the rules, who cares?
Can I say something about OB rules real quick too, as well?
No.
How many golf courses do you know have, and within your 5 closest golf courses, if you know them, have OB on those courses? Just golf. Not many. That's all I'm going to say. So,
Well, what do you mean by OB? Because I would say all of them, because most of the courses around me have at least one pond.
But that's
Of the-
water hazard.
Which I guess Tyler, and
You're still out of
Corey,
bounds if you hit the ball in the water.
You're probably
It's not out of
different
bounds. It's water hazard, though.
situations because you actually live by like pro tour courses. Like, how many courses, like casual courses, do you play that have OB for the sake of it being OB versus like any OB that I can think of on my local courses are specifically to like protect a walking path on like in a park.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
I was speaking more to like traditional golf, not ball golf.
No, yeah, I guess my
But you're-
point
okay,
being
yeah.
that I don't think we're just putting OB on disc golf
Right.
courses just to have OB, whereas like a golf course you don't have to worry about that as much.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, even New London had OB on half of it because it was a area that they didn't want disc golfers to be in. It wasn't because Paul was like, "Bro, OB's gonna hit hard here." He just
Well,
used
it's
it because he
the
had.
same thing in regular golf or whatever the case would be. There's OB where if the course is along a road. There's OB if there's someone's private property.
Yeah.
You know, that's predominantly what the OB is for. I don't think just putting OB just for the sake of OB. I'm kind of contradicting what I was saying earlier, but I think more specifically, that's what OB should be used for, which they've used at USDGC, I think, is, hey, you can't go over there because more
Like protect
stroking
another
distance.
hole or something. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not too passionate about it. I am very passionate about the amount of disc you put in a bag. I think that would be better for the game, but maybe not. I don't know. We've discussed that in the past too. So I don't
Which
know.
also wouldn't affect the everyday player because either they don't have that many discs
Right.
because they're carrying a shopping bag, or they have a bag I mean, I know people that have more than 14 clubs in their golf bag.
Ooh, not
Really?
me, brother. That's a big
Yeah, I feel
no-no.
like, I guess I'm curious too, like for your opinion here, like if that was the rule, right? If you could bag 20 discs in a PDGA tournament, like say that's the hard and fast like PDGA rule, what percentage, like maybe Corey's out with some degenerates because they even got like 16 golf clubs in their bag too, but like what percentage do you guys think of like casual players would adhere to that rule? Because for me, I think it's like 90 plus.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that.
Yeah.
Like I do
why
think changes to like the professional rules at that level would absolutely trickle down to like the amateur game.
Yeah, but are you talking about tournaments, or are you talking
No,
about
I'm
the
just-
everyday people?
I'm talking
I
about
think
the everyday person.
people would. Yeah.
If
I
that
agree
was the
with
rule right now that
maybe.
you could only bag 20 discs and I'm going to play casually, I would adhere to that rule.
Yeah.
That's just how my
Yeah,
brain
but
works.
what would get them to know that rule?
What would
A
get them to
rule
know
book?
any
They go
rule?
out to league,
rule
go
book,
out to
yeah.
a sanctioned round of any kind, and then that's the rule.
I can name at least 50 of my friends that have never, one, looked up disc golf anything, went to a league, went to a tournament, went to anything that's like remotely professional, I guess you could say. They just throw frisbees.
See, I think in my
I think
area,
you live in a different area where
yeah,
everyone wants to go out and just throw frisbee in general.
yeah.
Because there's nothing like that around here. I don't know
Yeah.
more than on a personal level, I don't know more than 20 people at all that go out and throw a frisbee.
Yeah, I mean, most of the people in my area that I know are legitimately would follow that rule and know all those rules.
Corey's a degen.
I don't know. That's interesting. That's a different
It's not
conversation. about
degen.
this.
I know so many people that have started and never looked up anything. They just said, let's go play disc golf.
I don't.
To your point, they probably don't have more than 20 discs too. I mean,
Exactly. They're the shopping bag kind of people.
yeah.
But also,
Definitely.
if they got a bag, they would fill the crap out of it. Doesn't matter what the number is supposed to be. And that's kind of
Here's
how
our
I'm
thoughts.
talking about regular golf too. The people that don't know that there's only supposed to be 14 clubs.
I
are
don't
the
know
guys that
anyone
bottom-
who doesn't know that rule in the
Anyone.
golf world. In my golf world, everyone knows it's 14 clubs.
I've never heard of anybody not knowing that rule. I'm not
So
gonna lie.
you've never played with like someone who just started.
But they don't have more than 14 clubs.
Is that because they bought a set? There are no disc golf 20 sets.
No,
Like,
I
that's what
know.
I'm
But I think in a world
what
where
I'm
that was a
saying.
rule, there probably would be, right? Like I think a manufacturer's like probably taking advantage of that. Like here's
Yeah.
a bag and a full set of discs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
but
probably is true. Actually,
even Scott just said he didn't know how many it was.
he just knew there was a rule.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I know that rule, and I played golf when I was 3 years old, and that was it. So I don't know. But
Anyway, I feel like we exacerbated that bad boy.
yeah, yeah.
Gotta talk about something. It is a podcast. There's our thoughts. Let us
That is
know
true.
your thoughts in the comments below, or join the Discord and in real time. Let us know your thoughts, and we'll holla at you. We're gonna revive an old segment specifically because Scott reminded us it exists, and we're gonna go to buy sell. And I'm gonna tell you right now what I'm buying, and that's a guy that's one of the 2 MPO players this year that has not missed a top 10 on a huge comeback tour, and that guy's Adam Hammis. I think Adam Hammis is crazy underrated, specifically because I'll tell you right now, if there was a 40-foot putt to save my life, Adam Hammis is on the list of the guys that I would put up there.
Martians have the death beam pointed at planet Earth.
Think of the tournaments Adam Hammis has won. Waco bangs the 40-footer looking at OB to win. The putt where he just big putted Goose from C2. Goose is over there in a corner crying, can't tap into 10-footers. The guy's crazy, man. He makes every putt.
Yeah, he is pretty clutch. I'll tell you that much. That's for certain. It's good to see a good forehand player be at the top again. I feel like that was a thing for a little while, and then all of a sudden, that went away.
Yeah.
By the way,
Anybody else
Adam
got some
Hammis.
buys?
Oh, never mind.
Go ahead.
Some buys. Oh man. I'm a fan of that. I mean, this is kind of oldish news, but I'll bring it up. I'm a fan of that TI plastic. That they fixed it from Discraft when they came out with the new TI plastic. I bought it in a Luna, and it had flashing. It was very slick, glossy plastic. It was horrendous. And then I don't know what happened. I guess they heard everybody, and they fixed it. And they made new stuff. And I felt a bunch of TI plastic at my local of a couple different Discraft discs. It's really good. It feels just like the old stuff. It's a lot gummier. It's not as stiff. So the new TI Discraft plastic that they came out with, thumbs up. I like it.
There you go.
Really good.
I'm buying knowing why form works and not what you should do with form. The amount of people who'll be like, so and so does this, so I must do this, and doesn't like root it back to the original thing and saying like that's what. So I'm coaching a team this year, as I've said, and we worked on backhand last week, and they have preconceived notions of what needs to happen, and it's so nice to not say like you put your hand here, and instead it's like you do this thing, and then your hand will end up in a general spot, and so. Coaching and saying be at these specific places, none of these students would like improve off that. But understanding at least like all these pros do this, all their hands are here because of a different action. I could spend 20 minutes in a field and say like, hey, focus on this. And all of them through 50, 60, 70 feet farther, stand still, that like basic understanding that I probably didn't have until I drilled 400 times in the net, even if I can't do it every single time myself. But just knowing that is it's so nice compared to being like, I watched Simon Lizotte do this exact thing, so I'm going to copy it. Not because Simon Lizotte has an interesting body shape and does it this way. So I'm buying that like crazy.
I'm buying 1990s style Matt coaching videos.
Oh, I'd love that. Get a headband on that guy,
bro.
Oh yeah, headband.
I go crazy in a headband.
Maybe some like a not a like a wife beater or a tank top, but those ones where it's just like sleeveless,
like the leotard
down. Yep. Yeah. Maybe a mustache if he can grow it.
Yeah. They can fake one.
A lot of grain, like
so much grain.
240p, and then just some good old fashioned Matt teaching us how to disc golfs.
Bro, I guide others to a treasure I cannot possess.
Yeah, but we've never seen it.
What a hero!
I know it.
We've never seen it, which is why after the stream, you're gonna take your shirt off and throw some.
Can I just say something? Corey's talking about like imagining things. I hope this is not bad to say, and I'm gonna say it anyways. I just imagine Matt is showing these guys the backhand run up, and everyone tries to identically do it the way Matt does it.
Falling down and the
Tyler, do you want to know the important distinction there?
What
is I made them all do standstills because of that reason. I said only standstills until Colby gets back, was the other coach, and he's like,
why? There's no rule.
Like, hey, that was never my op on standstill. That was never my op. If you can throw a standstill well, you can throw a X step even better.
You can dodge a wrench.
I thought you were gonna say something else when you said actually, Tyler. But that's for after the pod. Anyway,
I'm not even trying to be mean. I just
imagine. That's accurate. That was a legitimate thing I thought about.
Man.
I'm selling myself as a podcast host because I was about to go into our game and completely forgot that there's a tournament this weekend that we have to do picks for. So
what? There's a tournament this weekend?
Oh, we got some cells. Come on now, we got some cells for sure. I'm going to try to still do the reverse psychology right now before we get to the picks. Calvin Heimberg, booty cheeks, not good. He finished 10th at Austin. His best finish is 5th this year. Hasn't even podium yet. I mean, I know we're only 3 of these into it, but And the other funny part is that he hasn't even podiumed, but yet he went up in his latest player rating March. Oh, that's March 11th. So it was a while ago.
Yeah.
So, or at least it feels like. But
I'm selling long tees as an afterthought. Okay, I played some recent courses where the short tees were fun, and the long tees, it's just like they forgot that you have to throw a shot. They're just farther back from the short tees with no trees cut in between, and you're just like, I guess, like, yeah, there's a tee pad here, but there's no way to get to the back. Like, I played a hole that needed like a hyzer flip mid-range to turn, but then also fight back at the end. And it was just like the course designer was not cooking that. They just put in the long tees last second.
is the long tees is playing the shorter of the two tees, the more fun way to play disc golf?
It depends on the long. It depends on the distance, between them. Like some places, the short tees are truly short tees, and the long tees are a real challenge. And other places, the short tees are the normal course.
Like if I
and
can't,
the long tees are monsters.
if I can't throw my shot to get near the basket to try to birdie, that just doesn't feel fun.
I agree
Yeah,
with you.
but you got to think sometimes short. Okay, in the perspective of golf, sometimes the short tees are whites, sometimes the short tees are reds.
I know. That's why I said two tees.
Yeah, but no, I'm saying the skill level you need for the shorts
Sure.
is sometimes reds,
Yeah,
and sometimes it's just the whites,
sure.
and then the longs are always the blue.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this question, Tyler. You'll see this. This relates to this. On my course, the short tees are supposed to be that you should a good round is 8 or 9 under on that 9 holes. The long tees, a good round is like maybe 1 under.
Yeah.
I think that's now
fair.
We'll see. I have a couple questions that are in when we.
Well, let me ask you this one thing: if you're going to Maple Hill to play it just one time, are you playing the pro layout or are you playing a shorter layout? You're only playing one round at Maple Hill.
It might be where did the FPO tee off at? Like they don't throw over the pond, do they?
Probably a good option.
Okay, yeah. FPOTs are goated on every Pro Tour course I've ever played. They're still challenging, but they're pretty fun, and you're not dying. But Maple Hill specifically, like if you don't have the opportunity to throw over the pond, you gotta be playing from the tee pad.
I'm just gonna say I might have an opportunity to go in the middle of May. And I've heard that there was there's a guy at least that's like, if we go, guys, we got to play the pro layout once. And I'm like, dude, I am not burning 3 hours of a 6-hour trip up to Maple Hill to play that layout. Like, I want to have fun. I want to go to Maple Hill and explain and do it, but like I want it to be like.
I think at any pro tour course, the FPOTs are the move. Like
the FPOTs are the move, or like our GOAT Hornets Nest, having an all-star layout, and it's the most iconic MPO holes, and then shorter FPO holes mixed in. That is the best thing I've ever seen, and I see like one course. Like, how many more courses have you guys seen that has the all-star layout or something where it's like just the best of the best?
I think they got to have that at every course.
I know, that's what I'm thinking.
That's what
but
I
it's not
respect the
anywhere.
most. A lot of my courses have started putting in a UDisc map of just the shortest loop of like the best holes that take you from the parking lot back to the parking lot. So like you can get around in like 35-40 minutes. So sick.
Yeah.
But no, I agree. FPOTs on most FPOTs at Iron Hill were super fun. FPOTs at New London are good. Hornets Nest FPOTs, like just all the FPOTs are a little shorter, pretty technical, pretty fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with that. Who else is selling? Corey, you selling anything?
I'm selling April showers.
Wait.
Big time.
Wait, are you buying Mayflowers?
Not if I'm selling April showers. It is pouring out right now.
Can I just quickly sell April Fools on social media?
Yeah,
it's so bad now.
Yes, I love that. That is a great sell.
The only ones that I thought were funny were one, Infinite doing the groove and actually like doing it, which was great. And then the MVP one where did everyone see that?
No.
I didn't see it, no.
So that he jokingly said we infused magnets in the rim and in our chains in our baskets. and like actually took like a magnet and put it up to a disc and it like stuck. And
when
he had
he
had a bunch of
so
jokes.
committed.
But he also had a bunch of jokes like, yes, the PDGA says that you can't put metal in a disc. Technically, we're using and then said some weird mineral that's like magnetic. So it's mostly not illegal or something. He said something like that. And it was it was a good bit.
When you commit so much that you know it's an April Fool's joke and then you can just enjoy the content of it.
Yeah.
Right.
It makes it funny. But that was a good one. But I agree with that. Sell it, April Fools.
By the way, you know what is really sad is that Val Kilmer passed away on April Fools. And
April Fools.
And they couldn't announce it till like 12:30 in the morning because they didn't want people to think it was a joke. That's so sad.
Yes,
is that how you say his name?
Val Kilmer?
No, it's Kilmer.
Oh, it's Kilmer.
I thought it was Val Kilmer. I thought I was wrong here. And I was like, man, I've been saying it wrong for years. Okay, continue. That's it.
I am the worst at pronouncing stuff like that. So
he gets mad when I don't put a T in his name. Come on,
me?
now.
Well, yeah, Eiler just sounds weird.
Yeah, it just doesn't roll off the tongue the same. All right, well, we've got the 2025 Music City Open that I almost forgot about occurring this weekend, and we've got some picks to make. We're going to go rapid fire because we also have a game after this. Look, the guy's won it 2 years in a row. He's in form right now. I'm picking Simon Lizotte. How can you not?
Are we in the same order?
I'm so sorry. It is, same order. Yeah, points recap. Tyler's got 5 points. Corey and Matt have 3 points. I have 2 points. I suck. Well, I don't know what to tell you. So it is me, Corey, Matt, Tyler.
Who did I pick up points for?
You picked up points for Kyle Klein last week, and then Kayla Viska is the dark horse, got 2 points. I got 1 point for Gannon on the podium. Pretty criminally, we did not pick the winner. We did not pick Nicholas Antal, I think, for the first time since we have done picks.
Crazy, dude.
Chris Dickerson.
Tennessee guy.
Man, give me
Iggy Dalla. Every time you say that, give me Richard.
Rick Dog.
Dick Wysocki.
Back to you, Tyler.
I know. Thank you.
Thinking.
So Corey picked Dick. Who did you pick? No, I picked Dick. Whoops, my bad.
Simon off the
Dick
board.
Wysocki.
Simon, Chris Dickerson, and Kyle Klein.
Who'd you pick, Matt? Kyle Klein? Okay.
Kyle Klein, yes, sir.
Give me AB. Why not?
Okay. Resurgence.
Nobody picked him last week, so maybe. I don't know.
Give me Gannon Burr.
Oh my gosh! I can't believe we missed that.
Is pretty insane.
Yeah,
I was trying not to say anything.
I missed that. That's my bad.
How the mighty have fallen. 6th pick Gannon Burr in our picks.
Yeah, that's kind of bad. If you just had
crazy. I think I just do it just to make Mike mad at this point.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go Ezra.
Okay, solid.
Ezra
or Ezwa?
No, Ezra.
Ezra. All right, I'm going to take with my back-to-backs. I'm going to take Paul McBeth. Played well here last year.
I was going to take Paul.
Also is in form. And we disrespected him last week. I think he's playing well right now. I'm going to pick Nicholas. I think this is another course that he could play well on.
Yeah.
Who's it back to? Oh, it's back to Corey.
Corey, he's got it.
Corn Bob.
Oh.
Never good when you start laughing when you're about to make a pick.
No, it's for my next pick. Let's go Hamas.
I was thinking about that. Give me. Let's see.
Yeah, I stopped you from having an all Discmania team where Corey has an all Discraft team.
Yep.
Tyler also has an all Discraft team working.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they weren't teams.
No, they're not. You're correct.
It's my fault.
Give me Vinny.
Dang it.
Give her over.
I was like, give me the Calvin. I'll take him. Oh, man. Bunch of bums out there. How did Silas Schultz finish in 7th last year?
I was literally just about to ask that question.
I had the same thought too. He does play well occasionally, guys.
I mean, this was a weird turn last year.
Yeah.
It was.
All right. Let me
Simon just went crazy in the last round last year.
Yeah.
see here.
You on Dark Horse or?
No, I'm not
Not
on
yet.
Dark Horse yet.
One last actual pick.
I don't even know. Like,
We should have the trend counter for how many times Tyler sells Calvin and then says he was thinking about picking Calvin when he gets picked.
I know.
Yeah.
It's just a little bit of the reverse psychology thing, you know. If I say he plays bad, maybe he'll play good. Last year it worked out. This year not. Just give me.
We're 3 tournaments in.
I know that. Just give me. Hold on. Let me just do this. This is
I was about
terrible.
to start rolling dice for this or something.
It's just-
I kind of am. I'm just gonna go see who is the next highest rated player that hasn't been picked.
Or have you thrown the buzzsaw yet?
Give me Evan Smith.
Crazy
Hey.
work.
I'm waiting because
I like
I have like every other plastic and buzz, but the weather is just poop right now.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
go devious.
Not your turn. Shush.
Ain't your pick, low bro.
What? Oh, Tyler gets another pick,
Dark Horse, my guy.
and I know who he's gonna pick too. That's what's about to take me off.
No, you don't. Give me Jimmy Coling.
Oh, I don't know who you're gonna pick. I
That's
also
who
thought
I was
about
gonna
Jeremy.
pick, and now I'm depressed.
Give me
That's
give me the Hebenheimer.
The Heeb. He did not do it for me last year, so I can't do it.
He
Wait,
did
was
do
this
it
the
this
tournament
last year.
that occurred at last year? I want to
What?
say it
He popped
was.
on 11th place. Unless I picked Silas last year, which is a high chance I did. Or
Is
I guess
Sil-
Jeremy
is
was up
Silas
there.
outside the top 40 yet?
Man, that's a mystery. Don't ask me about that boy. He's 54.
Oh wow.
You guys know I don't care about points, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So he is currently number 8 on the wait list, but I talked to him today and he's pretty confident he's going to get in. Give me Robert Crawford.
Let's go.
Oh my gosh.
He is currently
That's
number 8
incredible.
on the waiting list, and I guess there's the guy that he was talking to about, I don't know if it's the TD or what, but he said there's a lot of processing he has to do because there's a bunch of people dropping out. So
Who
He-
though?
I wonder
He
how
has
the
a high
weather's going to be.
chance.
I mean, they're getting absolutely
know.
railed by storms right now. So I wonder how the course is going to be.
Yo, John
I'm going to pick
Jones.
Silas. He's still there. So I'm going to take him.
Yeah.
Dude,
so
are you kidding me? You
So
skipped
Taylor-
over your boy. He finished 107th last year. Jake,
Jake
Mon.
Mon. I thought I skipped you in the order somehow. I was like, wait, what are you talking about?
By the way, Kyle Klein DNF'd at this event last year.
Bro, I don't,
has anyone DNF since the list
don't
was
know.
created?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yes, but it's no one really notable.
You,
I mean-
what do you put an 800 rated player from PA on your list first week, and now you're telling me it's not notable?
I'm saying there's no one else that's been notable since.
He was notable?
No, I'm just.
Or was he just the.
I'm just saying worthy to bring up and even put breath into
alright,
it. There's no one to really say.
Nick
Nathan
Lasanta
Queen.
also DNF'd this event
That's
in 2023. So
I did see that too.
because he has scoliosis.
Scoliosis. Dang, rip.
Too many
So
good-
Taylor, do you look
Hello.
up the Nashville weather all the time just because like you used to live there?
No, it's because my mom lives there and I want to make sure that she's.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe you're like, let's see what
Let's
see what the
going
weather
on in
is.
Nashville.
Yeah.
No, I only know that because everybody in my hometown / like where I grew up is flipping out because the storms are crazy right now.
Okay.
We may have to have like we're already an hour in, and I do want to say that there is also a match play event occurring tomorrow. So we may have to just have like an emergency Discord discussion tomorrow on this match play event. So join the Discord if you want to be involved in that, because I'm curious what's going to happen. We're going to get into our game. We haven't done one of these in a while. I'm going to preamble and say, Statmando, I know you're listening. Please let me access your database, please. I really wanted to have a game today of like looking at all of the back-to-back winners on the Pro Tour. Parsing through that data is a nightmare because events change names. There's like, it's weirdly formatted. It's wild. So just to help a brother out, I would love that. So we're going to go in with a game we have not played in a while, presented by our presenting sponsor, Foundation Disc Golf. Shout out to Foundation Disc Golf. You can use the link in our bio, purchase some Frisbees. It helps us out. We've got the top 25 selling discs at foundationdiscgolf.com for the month of February. Take that as a note in your brain, the month of February. We play this game, everybody gets to guess at a disc. If you guess it and it's on the list, you get that slot as points. You want as little points as possible. If your disc is not on the list, you're going to get a standard 26 points, the last number of points not on the list. We are going to start with Tyler.
I've been so bad at this game. Every time I did not cheat, and that game was over and I still lost, and then I started going through and I'm like, is it this? Is it this?
And then you hit the top 5 in a row. Likely story.
Yeah.
What are you gonna start
All right.
with?
Well, I don't know what kind
hold
of...
on. I'm gonna give everybody. I need to set a standard number of guesses. Let's give everybody 5 guesses here. Everybody gets 5.
Okay.
I don't know what special runs they're doing, so I have no idea. I don't even know what's popular.
I don't even know what a disc is.
Man,
Your attitude's pretty
disc
popular
golf?
right now.
I'm just gonna have to say Destroyer.
Such an easy one.
Let's look. There is
I
not
already-
a destroyer on this list.
What? That's actually insane.
That's insane, dude.
I actually feel bad for you there.
I'm
Hey,
so
actually-
bad at this game.
Oh no, I lied. But it is number 19.
Oh,
Okay.
So
God.
the destroyer's there, but it's number 19. Okay, that's criminal on my end. We're gonna give it to Matthew Marsh, DG. I'll work on my eyesight because I missed that. That's
Give
criminal.
me the Buzz SS.
I'm parsing. The Buzz
Dude,
SS
I thought
is
Taylor fell
14. I couldn't find it. 14 on the list. 14. Corn Bob Kramer.
Buzz.
The Buzz is number 1 on the list.
Number 1, Buzzsaw, bro. Buzzsaw. Yeah, I thought about it.
Yeah.
I just couldn't remember if it was in March that it came out or in February. Tyler, back to you, sir.
Dude, he looks dead.
I'm so bad at this. I have no idea.
You know when you've drank so much alcohol that you're like not really awake, but you're still there?
Bro, I live for that feeling. I'm not gonna lie.
I got drunk off a jalapeno up north.
Ew.
Dude, it was so bad.
Intense. That's intense.
Give me the MD3.
MD3 is number 5. What a guess. The comeback trail starts now.
Yeah.
That is so unfortunate that he's just done that. Give me...
Can't believe you've done this.
Can't believe you've done this. Give me the Wraith.
The Wraith on here? I'm not seeing a Wraith here. We could have our first L. That is a 26 bomb on Matt's head right there.
I'm gonna crash out.
No Wraith. All right, Corey. The top 5 is not intact, but you could go for the top 4 plus 6 because
We're gonna
5
have
is
to give
taken.
this score update because I'm gonna really start trying here in a minute.
All right. After this
Wait,
round,
save it?
I'll give it. Oh, for you, you could still sweep not the top 5, but the top 4 plus number 6 because Tyler guessed number 5.
Okay. For some reason, I thought you meant like.
But you
now that
have
top five's
almost done
gone,
before.
Well, let's go with the zone.
Oh
The
my
zone
gosh,
is
that
number
has to be
3.
up there.
Generational.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
It's
Dang
here.
it, dude. I was
Corey
gonna
looked at this list. How do you know? I don't understand. Corey
He
wins this
picked
every
the
time.
buzz in the zone.
I picked Discraft's 2 top selling discs like ever.
I'm telling you right now. How is the
Tyler-
buzz number 1? I never see people throw the buzz around here ever.
The buzzsaw came out.
I didn't know.
Tyler's got 24 points, Matt has got 40 points, and Corey has got 4 points.
This is the stock fused stamp.
Shh, I'm thinking. Okay. All right. So I'm still thinking. I'm trying to think of like the stuff that the guys throw and promote and do and stuff on. I'm gonna say the shaman.
Shaman's number 4. Another
Oh
one
my
going for
gosh.
Corey's top 5 run. The battle.
Give me the
is up
envy.
here.
Give me the envy. I have to run and grab something.
The
Is it
envy.
not a shirt?
The envy is also not on the list. That's another 26 bomb on Matthew Marsh's head. I think
Wow.
that his chances are coming to an end here.
Matt definitely has to take his shirt off. Give me the hex.
The hex is also not on the list. Motion is happening. Motion
All right,
is
so what do we
happening.
got?
Can
What do we
get
got?
An alert emoji in the chat. We've got Tyler at 28,
Okay.
Matthew Marsh at 66, and Corey is now up to 30. A swing has swung.
Okay. All right. Let's think. What are some other? I'm trying to think of some stuff that they've talked about. Well, this had like a generational run on their top list for a long time. I'm gonna go with the Wizard.
The wizard is number 8.
I'll take
Yeah.
it.
Solid guess. Solid guess.
I'm just going off what they had last time.
Yeah, me too.
It's so dumb. Take it off. Take it off. Take it off.
Dude, this
Nothing-
podcast is gonna be.
Nothing hurt. Nothing hurt worse than in the other room. I have AirPods in, and I hear
Just
Taylor go,
hearing that.
and it's not on the list. Gosh dang! Give me the Glacier.
Is that even
No,
out
wait,
to
that didn't
buy?
stock out. Oh,
That's not even out to
no,
buy yet.
That didn't stock
Do we
out.
count that? Do
was
we count
only-
that?
Yes, he said it. Yeah.
That's
I said
another
it. I said it.
26. Oh my god, it's knocking right
No.
That is cooked.
there. Yeah, his bat's got to be just completely
He's
cooked at this
burnt.
point.
Burn.
Dude, what the frick?
This is a big pick right here for Corey.
So
This
we
is
got one more or
absolutely
two
the
more
most
after this?
competitive I think this has ever been. Yeah, one more after
One or
this.
two more. Oh
One
no.
more.
You're gonna have to tell me the points because we gotta get this figured out.
I'm gonna say the PA3.
A good pick. It's a good pick. It was in the back of my head too.
PA3 is not on the list.
Okay,
Dude, what is this list?
give me the points. What are we at?
All right, Tyler
doesn't-
is at
I don't think it matters.
36. Matt is at 92, and Corey is at 56. So it's
Yeah.
doable,
What's the difference
but
with-
a pretty
the
comfortable
difference-
lead. 20 points.
What's the difference between him and I right now?
20.
20. So if I get 20, is it over?
He would have
How
to
does this
also
work?
not get on the list. What do you mean?
Yeah.
So number 2 is still out there. Number 6
Yeah,
is
2,
still out
6,
there.
7, 9, 10, and most
So if he got-
most of the past the top
So
10.
if he got 2, I could get number 22 and tie.
Yeah.
I believe that's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, got to be something on the list here. To be comfortable, I think.
I think I have to say something Discraft.
I have such a crash out comment to make after this.
Give me. You know what? I just picked this bad boy up. I lost it. Give me the Thrasher.
The Thrasher is number 23 on the list.
Oh my gosh.
So what
I
does
was
he
about
need
to
to
call
win?
Tyler an idiot. What do you mean? Anything above 20 and he wins?
No.
No. It's 56 to 59. So he needs number 2. If Corey
needs
gets
number
number 2,
two.
he wins
Oh,
by
okay. He
1.
needs number 2.
Because the other's already
Oh.
taken. If Corey gets number 2, he wins by 1.
Wait, what was number 1? Did I miss that?
The Buzz.
The buzz.
Oh, right.
Wait, hold on a sec. Never mind. I'm not gonna say it because I'll give it away to Corey. I think I know what number 2
Do we
is
give Matt a
because
consolation pick right here? Matt, I guess by virtue of the game, we have to give Matt a pick here.
I hope he picks number 2.
Dude, if I pick number 2 and
He could
Corey.
play spoiler, wrap it up right here.
Dude, okay. Dude, I have to think about what custom stamps. This will include my crash out at the end here. But I have to think about what custom stamps they did in the month of February. And we already picked the MD3. And we already picked the Shaman.
never mind.
Yeah, don't speak, Tyler. Don't speak.
It's actually stupid. I think I know what number 2 is. I think it's actually dumb. This disc is number 2.
Did they do? They did a custom run of this, but it might be
Only because I've watched Hunter's last couple videos.
It might be too late. Oh, MVP Trail.
It's not stock though, is it?
Trail
Or like
also
It's
not on the list. Matt
This is
might
gonna
have a
add to
high
my
score
crash
You
out.
can't get your hands on it.
of
this is gonna add to my
118.
crash out. Oh my gosh!
This is the biggest moment in unfinished business games of all time.
Tyler, do not look at chat right now. Do not look at chat right now.
I'm not. I don't even have it
Don't
up.
look at it.
Why?
Just don't.
It's not even up. I've got the foundation list up right now.
Yeah, it's not the chat. I've got the list.
It's not the chat. You know he only has one monitor.
February list.
If I could be inside Corey's mind right now, I would love to be.
Well,
Don't say what number 2 is if Corey doesn't get it right, because I want to take a crack at it. Because I think the brain just started working.
so Tyler kind of gave me a hint by not giving me a hint.
Mhm.
And I think it has to do with their custom stamps.
I don't
Is it
know.
Thunderbird?
Oh, see, I was gonna say that, but no, I don't think it is.
It is not the Thunderbird. The Thunderbird
Is it even on the
not
list?
Is not on the list.
What?
Let me tell you, Corey
haven't
went
made
on
a
a
new
run
ship
of
ever.
3 straight picks of not on the list.
That's
How is it not on the
crazy.
list?
Because they
Okay,
did it
hold on.
earlier than
on.
February and haven't done a
Let
restock.
me
in
ask.
February.
It's actually dumb if this is number 2 in my opinion. Is the cash number 2?
It is the cash.
That is so dumb.
No, let me add this crash
That
out.
is
Let me add this
dumb.
crash out. Foundation is not big enough for normal releases to be their stocks, their top stuff. We keep picking MVP, and every other month it goes from the hex as either 4th or it's not on the list because they
Yeah.
don't get enough of it because it's MVP and they sell out instantly. But they also don't get enough of random stuff like PA3s for it to be consistently on there. So it's always the personality discs ranging in the top 5 just because they're a
wasn't-
smaller thing.
Wasn't Hunter putting with PA3s or something?
That was his thing back in the day.
Yeah, he loves PA3s, but he's changing putters every month now.
So who's putting with the cash right now?
No one's putting with the
Nobody.
cash. They're throwing.
No, Trevor
premium
has
plastic.
a cash.
Yeah, it's
That's
a cash stamp.
What it is. That's what it is.
I
I
just
knew there
didn't
was
think
something.
that they. I thought that was way earlier. I don't know.
So
Time
what's
flies.
can you run through the list real quick?
I can. So starting at 1 with the Discraft Buzz, Hooligan Disc Cash, Discraft Zone, Gateway Shaman, Discmania MD3, Streamline Range, Axiom Proxy,
Range?
Gateway Wizard. That was Eagle's custom stamp release.
I almost guessed range too. Gosh, dang.
Axiom Tempo with Germs release, the Innova Gorgon, Avenger
Didn't think about
SS, Nuke, Eagle
Avenger
L
SS?
at 13.
Eagle
Discraft
Eagle
or
L was also a good guess. there.
Buzz SS, Mamba, Meteor, Function, Zone OS, Destroyer, Latitude 64 Peak, Rock 3, Sidewinder, Thrasher, P3X, and Buzz OS. I think personality disc or just Discraft, because that's what they have in stock all the time. Is probably
Yeah.
your best
Yeah,
guess.
it's just the quickest to get. Or flippy stuff. I mean, Foundation you have to give them. Foundation is doing a phenomenal job at selling flippy stuff to newer
Yeah.
players. Yeah. So
Wow.
I just love that Tyler complained so much about me just, being so good at this game.
I got in your head real fast.
That is the
No,
Foundation
I picked what I thought I was going to pick.
bestsellers. If you would like to influence the April bestsellers and purchase some discs at foundationdiscgolf.com with our affiliate link, you would be helping us in more than one way. So we would definitely appreciate that. You could also help us out by liking, subscribing, sharing, rating on Spotify or Apple Music. Whatever, you press all the buttons that are available, except for the dislike button. And we will be back next week to talk about hopefully me getting a perfect podium at Music City Open and being in the lead in points. That'd be great. See you guys next time.
Bye.
All right.